What's up, everybody? It's Denean.
This is Katrina.
And this is another episode of Tuff Talk Tuesday. And Katrina's going to let us know, I guess, what she's, not what you're tough about, but some
Just
questions you have.
Yeah.
Okay, a few topics, some tough topics, or whatever the case is. So
how do you feel about phones and relationships?
Phones and relationships.
Just a general, or how do you feel? Like, do you think that a lot of people nowadays, they just rely on their phones and they lose that intimacy because they're always on their phone? Do you feel like just phones and relationships, positive or negative about it?
Okay, positive, I guess, the most obvious. Phones obviously give you a way to contact and to communicate more often, right? That's a positive trait of a phone. The con, I guess, that was a pro. The con is pretty much phones take away sometimes too, right? Because for me, for example, I don't even like to talk on the phone anymore. I like to text, right? I like to send voice notes. I like to text. I feel like I can just say what I have to say and that's it, right? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think when you rely on text, you don't get that tone, or you don't know how people are actually saying certain things, so it's hard to interpret because you're only assuming how they're saying it, right?
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to get out of relying on my phone by texting all the time, because then I have to watch what I say and how I say it and all that stuff.
I don't think you have to watch what you say. I think it's more so what the conversation is, right? So if for example, if I'm now just saying, yo, what's up, da 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 da, no one's gonna take that out of context. You get what I'm saying? But if it's more of like a relationship type of thing or an argument.
Not even argument. You can just say
in general.
In general. You really have to watch how you send that text because you can interpret it in so many different ways.
Okay, someone wants to let us know what got her tough in that little sentence that you're talking about.
I agree with Katrina.
Okay,
Katrina?
Try to speak a little louder. Yeah.
I agree with Katrina.
Yeah.
Because when you're sending texts, depending on the context of the conversation, you have to reread or type it in a way that person now receives that message in that right tone. Because if you don't do that, then they'll assume that this is how you're saying it. Because the actual tone from your voice is now removed, right? You don't have facial expressions, you don't have the sound, you don't have the pitch, you don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in texting certain conversations, you actually have to pay attention to what you're saying and how you're saying and which words go where and how and what comes first and what comes after, because trust me, it always get misconstrued. So I agree with her. It just takes away from like
you have to also to remember who you're speaking to, so your audience changes, right? So if you say to me, I know how you are, and I know you're going to say it, I know you're sarcastic around me, so and now if you go and be that same sarcastic tone or way towards someone that doesn't really know you, they're going to be like, she doesn't like me. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I get what you guys are saying, but my whole point of what I was trying to say is it depends on the conversation, right? And it depends on the person too. You're not obviously unfortunately, we think we speak the same all the time or whatever the case is. You speak to different people differently. Right. You get what I'm saying? So I would know how to speak to you, I know how to speak to Katrina. I mean, Katrina, Brittany, sorry. Any of you guys, right? I would know how to speak to you guys depending on who you are and who you are to me at the same time, right? So I feel like that person already will know you regardless. Right? So hold on. Yo, I had to pause it. What the hell was that?
Okay, so we have a question or comment in the audience.
I feel that even though tone is being removed from the texting, you can still replace it with emojis and LOLs, so you can kind of set the tone with that. It won't be as perfect as if you were on the phone or in person, but when you say I hate you, period, and send that's going to be harsher than LOL I hate you. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
also
true.
watching how you say it, right? If you rely on that certain thing compared to how you naturally want to say something.
That's
so
true.
You're still covering it up. Not like sugarcoating it, but you're still trying to make it seem, or just like you're walking broken glass. What's the
eggshells?
Eggshells, there you go.
Eggshells, sorry. Broken glass around you.
You don't want to always have that feeling that you shouldn't have that feeling because you're not being your true self, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But
so ideally anyway, before I get to you, ideally anyway, I think the phone it's good to have, and depending on the people, some people don't like to talk in person, and some people are more vocal over the phone and things like that, right? That's like their comfort. Some people like in person, so they won't be on the phone all the time either, right? But someone's disagreeing with me, so tell me.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I forgot my thought.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Let me say. Actually, it just slipped my mind. Oh my gosh.
Wow. So back to what I was saying originally. The phone is ideal, but I think obviously in-person communication is always going to be number one over a phone, right?
So how do you feel about voice notes? How do you...
I love voice notes. I don't care what anyone says.
Like, you might as well just call a person.
Yeah, but no, because you want to get straight to the point. Sometimes there's certain people that you will talk, like they just don't know when to get the hint. Like you don't want to talk anymore. Like say you
but that's rude. I find that rude. If you want to talk to me,
say I call you, and I'm like, Katrina, I just want to say this sentence to you.
But that's
Katrina,
rude. You're not gonna ask me how my day's going. You don't want to hear how I feel. You're just gonna go get straight to the point.
Well, it's not a therapy session. I'm just gonna say, Katrina, what's going on? Yo, I'm down the street. Do you have that bottle for me?
Okay.
Why am I gonna stay on the phone?
Our nice bottles here.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the bottles, yeah.
I mean, but then you might as well just call me.
Yeah.
I think if you want to send me a voice note, it should not go over a minute. If I'm getting voice notes like 5 minutes, you might as well just call me.
So what if I send you a voice note that's a minute or 2 minutes? Am I supposed to, every time I want to have a 2-minute snippet, I have to call people and say, yo, this is what I just wanted to say.
Yes.
And then hang up, okay, yo. No, a voice note is just
you are sending me multiple voice notes back to back.
Okay.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're sending them back to back to back to back to back until all 2 minutes, you might as well just call me. Those all add up. Call me.
Okay, we got one here. What's going on?
Well, some of us work. So if something was to happen during the middle of the day and I need to tell somebody a story, like, say somebody pissed me off and I need to be like, yo, listen, voice note. So this is what happened. Send you a quick 2-minute snippet of what happened and that's it. You can listen to it while you're at work. Or
whenever you get the chance to listen.
Exactly.
I understand, but I still like...
Why would I wait to tell someone a story when I can tell them right there in a voice note?
I can stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's different. I can't.
And you hear all the emotion in it. You hear all the tone.
Talk louder a little.
I'm just saying, you hear all the emotion in it. You hear all the tone. You hear all the context, what you want to say, and
So during a phone conversation.
No, the voice note.
Yeah.
So are you pro voice note or against
pro voice note?
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, Steph back to. Oh,
it's okay. Well, yeah, Steph's here. Okay.
I had a branch off question. So
branch off. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so say you're just because you gotta talk about voice note and phone calls, and usually back in the day we used to use the phone more, right? So what if you start dating someone and you notice that they just text you and it's voice notes and you guys don't really have that phone call part of the relationship? Would that raise red flags, or would you be like, is this how society is now? Like,
I think it depends how you care. If you really care about that person and something's bothering you, you might as well just bring it up and let them know. That's just me. I love being on the phone, and if you can increase the phone calls, that means you actually care about me and you hear me out. And it'll make me like you even more. So
she said something very interesting though. It's just how I think society is just more technological now, right? I think that's what we're siding to now. So it's more so everyone's gonna, you're on Zoom calls, you're on all types of things. They're not even doing like conference calls and stuff anymore. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's normal for people to do. You know
but if it bothered you,
yeah.
If you're a more phone call person, would you let that person know?
Oh, you should, obviously. I think you should.
And I think that it would be. I think it would also be
raise red flags if like some.
It wouldn't raise red flags
if they're just texting and voice noting you. But if there's a balance, if they're not text noting and voice noting you and calling you too, then I think that's kind of like a red flaggy type of thing. Like, why don't you want to talk on the phone?
Oh, like what
you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Do you think they're trying to hide something?
Not even hide, because you're voice noting anyway, right? But what do you?
But then you're sending when you feel
but you
like
can't
it.
be on the phone maybe too long.
Yo,
and stuff
he's
like
hiding
that.
something. No,
No.
don't trust him. Red
What
flag.
if he
Red
doesn't
flag.
have, what if he doesn't have minutes?
He has a family.
If he doesn't have minutes, red flag. Red flag.
Then he's a bum.
I've been raising my
Red
hand
flag,
by
red
saying that
flag.
word.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I guess we're not raising hands to talk anymore. Okay. So my point that I wanted to say was that I find that that people become, as humans, we're adaptive, right? So I feel like a lot of the times, like I'll encounter someone that I don't know, maybe texts all the time, and I'll start calling them, and they're like, "Oh snap! Like I haven't had a phone call in so long, right?" And then if they like you enough and they're interested enough, you kind of conform to how you do things.
That's true.
Right? So like, as much as it's detrimental, or I feel that, like, going back to like your original question with regards to like phones and relationships, I feel like depending on the person, like you have to be able to disconnect, because it takes away from a lot. Like I have a very close friend of mine that lives in her phone, and like sometimes you're just like, are you here or are you in your phone?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you present? Sometimes people don't know how to live in the now, and I feel like phones take away a lot from living in the now. I had a recent encounter where like someone had mentioned, he's like, yo, like when I'm around you, I barely see you in your phone. You're just, you know, attentive to me and da, and it just gives people that sense of security and like, oh well, she doesn't have nothing else better to do than to give me her time and me, and then automatically it kind of just becomes that atmosphere, you know, where like it's our time, it's not phone time, right? So, but again, I feel like people are more adaptive to like the person that they're interested in.
That's true.
That's true.
And you know what, just to branch off of that too, just in general, like if someone's in their phone, like say you go out on a date or you go out anywhere, you're with people and they're always in their phone, I feel like they don't value your presence.
Your time.
You know what I'm saying? Or your time. That's what I feel, because it's like, if you're there and we're supposed to be chilling or whatever the case is, then why would you just be in your phone all the time?
We almost don't even know how to have conversations anymore.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But then, okay, so how do you feel about when you're around your special guy and he's on his phone and then he puts his phone on the glass, like the glass part?
Red flag. Red flag.
Red flag.
You know what? I don't think it's a red flag.
It's a red flag.
I don't think it's
sometimes it's a habit.
It's a habit.
You don't trust him then? Does that mean you don't trust the man?
I think it would be insecure if you don't. Like, why? What would be the reason that you don't trust your boyfriend to put his phone down like this? You get what I'm saying? Unless you think he's hiding something.
Or why is it an issue?
Or why is it an issue?
Why is it an issue?
Because then if
it
you think that's a red flag,
it should be an issue. Because there's things that you can do as well, aside from just putting your phone down. Like you can change your settings in your phone so that messages don't pop up, or you don't see the names or the message or whatever the case may be.
That would be more sneaky.
That would be more sneaky in a sense, right? Then you'll be like, okay, well, why is it that these messages have to be concealed when they come, right? Opposed to putting your phone down. Sometimes when you turn a phone over, it automatically silences it so that I'm not bothered by a notification.
Right, so I was going to say, what if that person doesn't want to see that notification pop up, so he wants to give your time?
Yeah, exactly.
You can look at it, but women don't think of that.
Let's be honest.
Women think that,
unfortunately.
I do it, so.
Women are smart. Men are slightly less smart. So guys are not going to take their time to change the settings of, oh, let me change it so no names pop up when I get a new message. It just shows a new message. Only females do that.
Right.
I disagree.
No guys are gonna.
I think guys are sneaky too.
I think guys are now learning and hearing other people talk about their stories and what they've been through from their friends. Yeah. That now they go and look for that setting to change or whatever.
I think, but yeah,
men are not that dumb. They're listening.
I think they're pretty sneaky. Yeah. But let's be honest. There's extreme measures people will go through just to hide something from someone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Multiple phones. Like, who has the time to do this stuff?
You'll be surprised.
Like, I don't understand. You don't have a job? Like, why do you have to? That's stress.
It depends. Like, it's just toxic. It's toxic, man. That's just a toxic thing.
So, there was a meme that I saw. It's called meme. You know, my friend said Mimi. She's called Mimi.
It's meme.
Meme. Okay. And it said, what was it? Oh my gosh, I lost it. Oh, why do men think living together is spending time together?
Living together is spending. Why do men think?
Yeah, why do men think
I don't know
together?
why. I would need a guy to say why he would feel, but I would think that maybe because you're together all the time, living together.
But do you feel that spending time together? Because then, let's say he wants to go out with the guys, and then, we're always spending time together. Because we're always home, like we're always together. That's not spending time together. That's just us living.
Okay, yeah, there is a difference in, like, I guess spending quality time, even within a house, a setting that you guys live together, you could still spend that quality time. Like, okay, let's watch a movie at this specific time. Let's chill by the fireplace at this specific time and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? It's just,
I guess like they're trying to say that guys don't take women out anymore. I think that's how I see it. Like, guys don't take women out anymore, and them being home all the time, that's their type of spending time together.
Yeah, but then that's the women's fault too. Like, at the end of the day, if you want to go out, you say, yo, let's go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a guy always has to initiate everything.
No,
because
I don't think so either. I don't think so. But
yeah.
do you feel that?
Sorry, the hand went up really quick. I was like, oh.
No, you know what? So she didn't lose her train of thought.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But you know I didn't finish my sentence, right? That just triggered you. But go ahead.
First of all, why? Okay, so how did you come up with, or who was the guy that feels like spending time together or living together, spending time together? Like, what was that person's reasoning?
I didn't read the caption.
So she got it off a meme, off of Instagram.
Oh, it was a meme.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that
okay.
was like, it was like a girl's face, like she looked fed up.
Oh, okay.
And that was.
But someone that made the meme could have been the situation.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying because like, what were you saying again?
Well, do you agree? If you don't remember,
Hold on.
what I was saying.
I just remember that I agree.
Okay, what I was saying is, a guy doesn't always have to initiate you guys to go out. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. So I think I agree with that because I feel like as women, we have to set standards or boundaries or new norms for your relations, right? Mm-hmm. So unless you do that, men these days are not like bred to lead, unfortunately, right? Mm-hmm. So like,
she said
shots fired.
Shots fired.
So with that being said, a lot of men will kind of follow the lead of their woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if a woman is complacent with just being at home
and she's not
living, as you put it, with her man, he can consider it however, because to him, he's always around her. Mm-hmm. But if she is saying, well, you and I living together, we still have separate lives. Like, you work, I come home and I cook, and you're watching TV by yourself, or whatever the case may be. Like, that's not us spending time together. So if she or that person or that woman now vocalizes, well, us spending time looks like us watching a movie together, us going out for dinner, us cooking together, us doing laundry together, whatever the hell it is. But like, I feel like we as women have to set those norms for our men.
Well, it also goes back to communication too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, once you communicate that to the partner, they should be able to hear you out and change.
Yeah. I think guys are naturally a little slow, but the thing is, if you tell them, like, yo, this is what, like you're saying, like, this is what I expect, I think they'll meet you halfway. It's regardless. It's compromise, right? Mm. But, yeah, it's not the same thing, though. Quality time versus living together is not the same.
Well, I'm a homebody, so I wouldn't see anything wrong with staying at home because I like being at home.
But then you would like that, so you don't care.
But then there would be a times like I just didn't want to go out. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, just a question just popped up. Do you think your friends should also be your man's friends? Like, do you think
that's a tricky one? Not necessarily. Like, okay, if you meet somebody amongst friends, right?
Right.
I think that's different. Then if things happen, because if you guys break up and just know that you're going to have the friends in the mix, or the friends are going to be around. Some might choose, stuff like that, right? But if the guy is just with the girl and doesn't know the friends, he doesn't have to be friends with her friends, but he should be cordial with the friends.
Right.
Be able to get along. Friends should like him, like stuff like that.
Do you feel that sometimes your friends then turn into his friends?
that could naturally happen sometimes, depending on how long he was around, how close, you know,
how
everyone was.
Around
exactly.
Them too. Yeah.
So that could be it. But is he gonna be the friend? Are they gonna be friends after the fact? That's gonna be. Would you be mad if he was friends with your friends after the fact and they met him through you?
That's their relationship. That doesn't have to do with me.
Interesting.
I think that you should be, if you, you know, we always say that's how I'm gonna be, but if it actually happened to me, I'd probably be like bawling my eyes out. But I hope if it ever happened, went down to that road, I hope that I would be mature enough to not let that affect me. If he's in the room, he's in the room. Doesn't mean I have to approach him.
If it's not a bad breakup, then sure, why not?
Even if it's a bad breakup.
Nah, it's not. It's too
But
much
what
bad
is
blood.
what is a bad breakup though?
Like, I don't know.
Where you can't be in each other's space.
Yeah, that's about it.
When it ends up
that got
not
to the
being
point
able,
where you can't do that.
Yeah.
But why let it get to that point?
Why
people just deal with things differently.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
I still but I still feel. I think I would still be able to be in the same room with that person.
You should still be able to.
Yeah, I think you should.
Because like it's like we're at an age now. When we're younger,
Yeah.
I think it would be different. You'd be more wanting to not entertain people.
You want
but
more
like,
drama, like
yeah, you're more into that. I think we're at an age now that if someone was in the room that you're not dating, it's like
why do I
Who
want
cares?
that
Like,
blood?
ignore
Yeah,
them.
but that's
You're more-
definitely an individual thing. Like, cause you could be 43 and immature as shit.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
it's
And
true.
you could be 26 and hella mature and you don't even act like, you know what I'm saying, that you're a young person. So like that's totally on an individual basis.
You're right. And then there are just petty people out there too.
Brittany, you wanted to say something? Yeah.
I got a question back to the friends thing with your.
Okay, yeah.
Would you guys care if your friends hung out with your significant other without you?
That's what choked. No, like what? That should never. I don't know. That shouldn't happen.
But without you?
That's what I'm saying. That shouldn't happen.
Okay, it should happen.
Your significant other that you introduced, I'm assuming, is now chilling with your friends without you. That's
So
and
hold
your
on.
friends are keeping it a secret.
But it
That's
depends on
when you
I
chill
didn't
with
say
his
anything
friends
about
without.
secret.
I think it has
I
to
just
do
said
to what degree though.
and what friend? Is it your guy friend or your girlfriend?
I'm assuming
Is your
you're
man
friend with your
because-
man.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say that? I didn't
You
hear.
didn't
Okay,
say that.
well I'm specifying now.
Oh,
Okay.
Say that again then. Okay, go
So
ahead.
what if your female friend wanted to hang out with your man
Yeah,
without
that's
you?
no
That's
fun.
too
Not
selfish.
I want like in a sense
No.
where
No.
There's no
You can continue going.
You can't even make that sound good.
well I've seen some instances where your significant other and your friends become close, like you guys are all like really close,
No.
and like they'll hang out, and it's not in a
Not
sense
gonna
where they're not
happen.
hiding it from you.
Nah.
No, it doesn't. It's not making.
That
sense.
sounds
why
like
would you-
that sounds like a
Make
Tyler
sense.
Perry movie. No.
That sounds like a
No.
plane.
No.
I don't want to be a part of that plane.
You have to figure out why your significant other prefers
To spend time
or
with that person,
chooses
not
to
you.
want to spend
Yeah.
time with
She
your
wants
friend
him.
over
Yeah.
you.
I didn't
She
say
wants
friend
their
over.
body.
Right.
Well, I mean, like, okay.
You can't. There's no
But
justice.
But why do you want to hang out with my friend?
I find that.
Why
yeah,
does your
why?
friend want to hang out with your man? It's the same.
Why does your
thing.
man want to hang out with my friend? And why does your friend want to
They're
hang out
both
with my man?
suspect. I'll be like, bye. You guys go.
Like, there's no way I'm
I couldn't
calling
trust it.
But you know
my
what?
my
That
homegirls,
situation
man.
does
Like,
happen.
yo, so
What's
can I
going
come
on over there?
Like, that's
Unless
weird.
you're
But
going
that
there
situation
for,
happens.
Or you
Oh,
go
God.
home. You go home, and your friend's like, "Oh, I was just waiting for you here."
No.
And the man's there.
That's
like,
Tyler Perry. Nah.
That
He's there
is-
standing with
that
great
is the-
great
Oh, you're
sweatpants. No. No.
Yeah, so that's there's no justifying that, guys. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
We all agree. There's no you can't justify that,
Yeah,
right?
that's not happening
Yeah.
ever.
All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so. I mean, do you have any questions?
So I have a question for any of you guys out here. You guys can raise your hand if. Do you guys have anything that you would want to ask any of the mandem? Like if you had a group of guys right now, since we're all females in here, and there's like a group of guys in here, what is something that you would want to ask them? Because we definitely will be asking guys on other podcasts.
Why do men feel like they need multiple women? Like, how come it's not the old generation when your parents would be together and they'd have that homely life and not your dad say sleeping out every other night and
Oh yeah.
you know like
I think honestly, I think back in the day, my parents even went through multiple relationships like that. What we were going through right now, I think they went through it as well. I
think it's a repetitive.
I think it's just a circle of life. I mean,
I think it's just now it's changed. Now mateys and side things are just brazen. Before, and back in the day, they used to respect their position and their place.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas now
they want to be heard.
They want to be seen and heard, and you know
and
what I'm saying?
I think that plays back to social media. I mean,
sightings are praised, and at the same time, there's so much songs and stuff praising and bigging up sightings.
So that probably makes a man want to go. Like,
yeah, it makes it normal. I think it just that's what it makes it now. It makes it normal.
It's worse now because of Instagram, to be honest. I mean, women are now. Usually they would cover themselves up, and now they're just putting all whatever they have out on social media for likes and to be known and get famous. So now men could just go get a magazine or whatever to get some porno. They can just go on their phones and just search whatever they want. They can go on Instagram and still jerk off. So it's like, I think.
And legit now, I feel like people just need more than ever because of social media and what it does to us and our psyche. People now need a constant stroking of their ego, a constant stroking of their pride. So like, if people don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why, like, if a side thing is around, she can't check her emotions because her emotions need to be validated. She needs to feel good all the time. So now they're just not respecting the boundaries that there should be, like the unspoken boundaries. They need to feel good. You know what I'm saying? They need to be.
But I think it also goes back to how the man is treating that side thing. Like, is he praising her to act that way, or does she feel that she needs to be heard because of what she?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's bigging her up to make her feel that way.
Or he's just not setting. Or he's just not setting the boundaries. Period.
Yeah.
He could just be doing, and he's not saying, "Yo, you don't call me after 9. Don't text me until I text you. Don't page my girl."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're not doing that. They're just going about life without no standards.
They
you know
have
what
no
I'm
respect
saying?
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
No
So
respect.
it could be that. It could be him not gassing her at all. It could just be him just going on all willy-nilly having two things, but just not setting those standards for that side thing.
So I think we just need to have a guy on and answer that
Talk
for
about
themselves.
it. They won't be truthful though.
They won't be. They don't want to tell us their
They're not gonna say they have side
secrets.
things. No guy's gonna say they have side things unless he's brave.
Well, you can probably find someone that would tell.
You'll
us
find a
the truth.
1-2, but then
Yeah. Are they really going through that situation?
Yeah. So, do you guys don't have no more questions? Nah. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
No, I'm all pooped out.
All right. So I'm just gonna big up this oil here. This is from Yvonne Wright. All right. This is for dry hair right here. It's all natural ingredients, and this is for thinning hair. So she has a whole bunch of products that are obviously for hair growth, things for hair and things. So big up Yvonne Wright. If you're interested in any oils, Yvonne Wright is.
Well, insert her at thing on YouTube where. There. Okay.
And her information and all that. Okay. This was another episode of Tuff Talk Tuesday. Next week we will most likely have somebody else on.
Or maybe we'll just mix it up and have another audience. We'll see.
We'll see if you guys like the audience part of it,
know.
let us know. Comments, and if you like when we have the
An
guys
actual
on, comments or a guest or whatever the case is.
Or if you have anything that's on your mind that you want us to talk about, message us. We're always going to take other people's questions, opinions, and let other people hear you out and what's on their mind.
Definitely. So another episode of Tuff Talk Tuesday. Big up those in the crowd today. Big up yourself.
Yeah.
Big up yourself. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the questions. Definitely always let us know what you're tough about. So I'm Denean once again.
I'm Katrina.
And we'll see you next week on Tuff Talk Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.